Hi guys, so this is our second attempt at a cane. We've been on a flower kick lately. A lot of you have been wanting more flowers to buy. A lot of you have bought so many of them. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Makita appreciates it. It will, I promise, go to paying for the vet bills. But anyways, the first cane I made, it looked so good. And then, I don't know what happened. I put in the petals and it all went to crap, basically. So, I am re-attempting the cane. And this is like, it's a whole package of orange, a whole package of yellow, and 2 packages of white. So it wasn't really a small amount of cane that I used. And I'm kind of kicking myself because of that. But it is what it is. You're going to have some bad cane experiences, and then you're going to have some okay experiences, and then some fantastic experiences. But I am changing, so I'm not going to show you the whole cane, because I think I'm still going to use it, because the inside wasn't too bad. Alright, but I mean, it was a really pretty cane, but I think I'm going to get rid of the purple, and I think I'm going to go with black. So, I drew something out on my computer of what I was trying to do. Believe it or not, I actually drew something out and put it on paper. So basically, that's what I was trying to do. So what had happened was I put in that first petal, and then I tried to do the second petals separately because the cane was really tall, so I kind of had to split it up. And yeah, it didn't it didn't work. It just didn't line up. So I basically, like I said, I think I said it on this one or the other one, but I went half-ass backwards. So now we're going to try and reverse what I did in the first one. I think the other one will still be okay to use. And the one thing that's so great about clay, though, is if it does turn out icky, then I can squish all those petals together if the cane doesn't work. I probably won't wrap it. I will probably make them into their individual petals, and if it doesn't look good at that point, then I'm going to put them all together, all those petals, squish them, and maybe make a burst cane out of them. So I know that I can still get a really pretty flower out of it, just not what I wanted. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this. And I was watching a court case on the Idaho, whatever, the Idaho College murders or whatever, and it's kind of not really watching it because some of it is available for the public, then they shut off the cameras, and yeah, I don't know. The guy seems to be getting a lot of special treatment. I don't know why, but anyways, that's what's been keeping me busy this morning. So I have 2 other flowers that'll go up on Etsy today. I'll show you those in a minute. And if I'm speeding through this, it's probably because of me screwing up that last one. And I just feel like I might not have time to finish it again. Okay. And then there's that. Okay, so basically, like I said, I took 4 2-inch squares of yellow, 4 2-inch squares of orange, and 8 2-inch squares of white, split them up, and made 2 canes out of them. And this I'm doing basically, there we go, just to square it off here. Okay. And that should be that way. Okay, and it doesn't matter if this is a little shorter. It's because it was taken off of the end. Okay, so this is basically where we're going to squish all this up again. And I will not bore you with this because I need to do this like 5 times. But basically, I want this to all be like striated lines. So if you see in that cane, you see how thin these lines get? Those are these. So you're just going to keep pushing them together, stretching them until you get almost to where you want to get. Don't get to all to where you want, because then when you make it into your flower, you still have to literally reduce this into 9 inches if you're doing 6 petals, and then you're going to put all the petals together, and then you're going to reduce it again to your desired size. So if you go perfect to where you want it in the beginning, then it's going to go way past that at the end. Okay, and the way I do this, I always make sure the solid color is on top. Obviously, we got some white in here, and we got some white in here, but you don't want to reduce it this way. Okay, because you're not going to see the yellow, you're not going to see anything else that's behind this one. So always make sure your top and bottom, always make sure how you're stretching it out are the 2 different colors. I had made that mistake once, and I reduced it the wrong way, and I caught myself, but it was already halfway done, so it didn't really matter. Okay, so I go to usually 3 to 4 inches, usually 3 because I'm an impatient person when it comes to that. But the only way that you're going to get this to reduce those lines is by making this skinny. So, if you want, you can grab your roller. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, but you got to make sure that you're getting your middle, and that's why it's really hard using a roller. It's usually you only get that top part. Okay, so we are at 3.5. So I just kind of like feel where these are. Try and get them straight. For some reason, this one's throwing me off. Okay. Doesn't matter if you're off a little bit, because you're just going to basically be pushing it back together. Okay, so that was my first cut. I am going to let you go as I do at least 4 more times, and then we'll come back and hopefully we can make our petal a little better this time. So I'll be back. Alright guys, so we are on our 4th cut, and I'm making them longer and skinnier each time to really get it going here. So 1, 2, 3, we're about 4, so I'm going to cut this about 2 inches. I know that one's a little longer, so I could keep going. So the reason I don't like the white going past the orange and the yellow is just because you get all this white. But I think we're good where we're at, because again, we still have to make the petal. So this is going to be reduced all the way to 9 inches just to get that done. And then when you put the complete flower together, you're going to have to do it again. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm just trying to round out the edges and kind of make it look like a petal. Okay, but I need to get this small as well, because I've got to cut through this. Okay, so I can get this to 1.5 inches. I'd be really happy. I don't know if that's going to happen, but... Okay, so we're just going to work it like this. Okay, so this is going to end up being the pointy end right here. Okay. I mean, this would make a beautiful flower as it is without me destroying it. But if this doesn't work, I quit. I'll quit today. Okay. So again, I am trying to squish this down because I need to cut all the way through it. Okay. So we're going to line it up here. This side's a little bigger, but I'm not really concerned too much about that. Okay, so like I said, when I made this the last time, I cut this in half, and I put the petal here and down here, and it kind of messed up the rest of it. So I'm going to look at it as if it's a petal. Okay, what I want to do is I want to put 2 small petals in here. Okay, so I want the flower to be about right here. I guess I can kind of draw it out. So, okay. So that means I'm going to come about right underneath it. And I'm going to really, you know what? I'm wondering if a circle would work better than a blade. Yes, you can do that. Okay, I'm going to go a little smaller. I'm going to move the camera here a little bit. Sorry, guys. I need a smaller curve. It's kind of like that. Or one more smaller. I didn't realize I'd be in such a quandary here. But I kind of want them to go down, like the picture. Alright, well, that's about the lowest I'm going to be able to get here. Okay, so there's the end of the flower. Yeah. Not sure how to get this guy down all the way. Well, not as easy as I thought it would be, and I'm just grasping at straws here on what to grab to try and get this through. Ooh, that wasn't good. Oh well, hopefully that was a bad lighter, because I just destroyed it. Oh, fine, how about a screwdriver? This is why I wanted to get it as small as I could. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay, guys, we got it. I know that was a little tough, but it worked, so I'm not going to bash doing that, because I did what I intended to do. So now, because this is a bigger flower, I'm going to make my piece at a number 4 instead of a 5. Or I can go 5. I don't know. I think we're going to go 4. Okay. And obviously we don't want to go all the way down, right? Because this is still literally has to fit in there. Okay, so we just want a piece, probably just a little piece. I mean, that's it. Just a little piece. So if this right here is 1.5 inches, we can put it in half, right? So I'm going to cut a square right there. All right, I got to think about this for a moment. I got to think about this. Because remember, we have a flower that we're going to put right here. So what did I say? Maybe about... What happens if we did it at 1 inch? Okay, and then the flower will come off here. All right, we're going to literally cut it just a little less. So we're going to do 3/4 of an inch. Okay. I put it right in that center. A little bit farther down here. Okay. So this I want to really come out. Okay. So next to these black lines is where I want to put our little flowers on that side. So I'm trying to grab a little knitting needle, which I know I have out here. Okay. I don't remember me putting it away, but maybe I did. So I have another knitting needle. Okay, and we're just gonna put a little hole right here on each side. Okay. And that's where the petal's gonna be. And they're usually never perfect, so I don't know how big I want to make these. All right, let's get some more black in here. All right, let me pause, make another log here, and I'll be right back. I might get that. See, there's a little air bubble in there too, so. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so we have another log here. I'm trying to go to 3 inches even. So if you want to make your logs even, just grab something plastic or acrylic or whatever. Put even pressure on both sides. And then you'll get an even piece. I just don't know how big I want these. So, I guess we're going to find out in a minute. All right, we're going to just do that. They may be big, I don't know. So let me get an even edge. I'm not sure if these were 1.5 inches perfectly, so I'm just going to cut them like that. Okay, so far so good. All right. So we want that to come down, but I really wanted that to kind of like have an arch to it, like that. So we're going to come in here, and we're just going to arch it. All right. So that's part of my vision, right? So what we'll do to arch this, so we're going to figure out where these dots are right here. Okay. It's about right there. About right there. So if we can put the arch or the piece in there for the black parts, that's going to push up our center a little bit, which is what we want to do. Where's the other one? Right there. Okay. Okay, so that fits perfectly in there. Not perfectly, but way a lot better than my other one. Okay. So now I think we got those in there. Okay, so now I'm just going to reduce it kind of by rolling it and just getting all of that in there. So far I'm happy. Okay, and then we're going to make a bigger one for the top. So this one's going to be a little bit more easy. Or should I just say it's going to be easier? Wasn't the best choice of words there. And I don't think I need these anymore. So we're going to put those up. All right. I'm going to make another log. It's not really very conditioned. So I'm going to grab a little bit more because I'm going to need another 4-inch strip right there. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside. And then this one we're going to just cut straight down the center. Okay, so I'm going to grab this. And I'm just going to make it even. And I'm going to push them in. Make it even one more time. Okay, so that's going to be a little too big maybe, so we're going to go a little more. Okay, so now we just want to make sure that we've got this cut right at the center. So I'm going to use the big one on this one because this is a lot to go through. Okay, so about right there is where we want it. And why do I have a feeling? Yep, I knew that I went to this side. See, drag your blade back down. So you're not going to get it perfect, so I'm not even going to worry about it. So now I'm going to do this. Okay. And I'm going to come up about right here. Not quite to the top, just want to see if that's going to be too big. I take it just down a little bit. All right. Again, I don't know if you can get it perfect on both sides. I can't. I know that. All right, so that looks good. And then I'm going to run this guy top to the bottom. Am I nervous? You betcha. Okay, so that's about the best we're going to be able to do. So now all we have basically is hope. Now these would I have liked to have curved down more? Absolutely. And I think we're going to be able to do that, because this is going to end up being a triangle anyways. So before I go any farther, we are going to take some fuchsia here and we are going to wrap it. I usually go a number 5, but because this is such a big cane, I think I'm going to go to a number 4. Yeah, this. It's nice soft clay. And the reason I cut them so thin was so I didn't have to start at a 0. I just started a 4 and condition it from that point. Yeah, just a little more. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with my pasta machine, but it's not giving me really nice edges. I don't know if they're stretched out or something, but it still works. I don't need to exchange it or anything, but get these weird edges here. All right, so this is a number 4. All right, gives us more of a square. And let's see if we have enough here. I don't know if this is enough to go all the way across or not, but we're going to try it. If not, we'll cut out more. And I know that I know that I know that I know that I don't need that much on top. So we get a nice little registration line already in here. Nope, we didn't quite make it. So I either cut another strip to fill it in, or I just add more clay, right? So this is at a number 4. I'm kind of shocked that that's all that made, because I'm pretty much about to use a whole 2 ounces of clay. I don't know why, it just doesn't seem like the clay packages have that much clay anymore. I think it's what, Maybe it went down to like 1.9 ounce or something. Nope, 2 ounce. It just doesn't feel like it makes a whole lot anymore. Or maybe because this project's a little bigger than what I normally do. Alright, so now we're going to just thin this out. If you want it thick, you can go thicker. But this is going to go in between each petal. So I basically just want to... I just want something to separate it. Okay, so what are we at? About right there? We should go a little farther because this isn't gonna work. Don't you love that, guys? That is my cutting. Grab that blade and go straight across. I got these little pieces. I don't know where they're coming from, but they're stuck in there. Okay, so we're just going to lay this across that and tightly wrap it so you don't get a whole bunch of air bubbles. Sometimes it's inevitable. I'm trying to get it to go a little farther. It's not wanting to be very cooperative. All right. So I want to cut it about right here. Okay, because I want that registration line to show. That's the only thing about if you reduce this as a circle or a round, whatever you want to call it, it makes it easier to reduce it. And then you can make it into a triangle at the very end. But you got to make sure that you're following this so that that stays in the same spot all the time. Okay, and you don't want to roll, obviously, or you're going to lose a lot on your ends. So now that we've got it wrapped, I am going to go ahead and go offline as I reduce this to 9 inches. Yes, even though I thought I put it on tightly, you still get some really good air bubbles in here. So they usually work them way out as you're reducing, but see, like that, I should be able to work right out. Okay, so that's what we got, guys. Yes, I'm nervous. Always nervous. More nervous because this is the second one I've made. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce this, and just so people, if you don't know, you just basically grab it from the center, or a little higher than the center if you want, and then you just start pushing it out. Okay, because you don't want this to suck in. You'd rather have it push out. You're still going to waste a little bit of clay, so you're not going to get out of that part. But it helps to keep you from wasting too much. Okay, a lot of people, they smack it on the table. I don't know why. It doesn't stick, especially when it's moving. But they do it like this, and it literally will keep this flat on your surface. Okay, turn it around and do it some more. And as you can see, it's getting a little taller each time you do this. But keeping that flat. I just can't go very far like this. So that's when I'll just start pulling it out and doing this back and forth. Turn it. And keep going. Okay, so I will see you in about 10-15 minutes. and we'll make our petals. See you then. Alrighty guys, we have made it past 9 inches. Yes, I'm even more nervous to open this up. So, we're going to take off the end. I'm going to get a sharper blade though. So let me use this one right here. We're going to cut, hopefully. No, we need to go a little more. Oh no. So I'm just going to go a little here, a little there. Oh my gosh, it looks it looks like a stick figure. No. Okay. Well, what can we say? Look at that. We got a little man in the flower. All right, again. It looked really good on paper. I mean, didn't it? You saw the picture. But alright, it looks like a little flame guy. Who knows, right? It's something different. So, I'm not going to complain, but no, people, that is not what I was going for. It looked so much better here. It really did. That doesn't look like a stick person. These didn't. Oh my goodness, Irene. Oh, too funny. Oh well, you know what? It might turn out really cool, so I'm not going to bash it. It looks so much better than my first one because it lined up, but it didn't do what I wanted it to do. And that was, I wanted this to curve more, so darn it. So let's just do some magic here, and I don't know, maybe it won't be so bad, but I wasn't going for a stick figure, I promise you that. And then again, these are going to be reduced so small that you may not even see the guy. Oh, too funny. Alright, I think that's the first cane I've ever made that cracked me up, right? Oh, that's just too funny. Maybe with them all together, it won't look like a little guy. Yeah, I think I'm going to quit caning today for a few days. And I need to either, one, improve my drawing skills. I probably should have made a little, I should have made these a little more pointier instead of going for the round. But normally, like this is a cane that I made the other day. You're going to see this video already, but when you reduce them, they get real thin and tiny. So it still might do that when it reduces. I don't know for sure, but I'm hoping that it'll still turn out. I mean, it looks like it was trying to get pointy, but yeah, it's really hard to line those up, make them perfect. You know, I'm not Ivy Niles, that's for sure. She's like the master at canes. And this is why I call myself the creative dork. Because some of these are just dorky. Alright, so there's our flower, guys. Alright, so what are we going to put in the center? I took out a bunch of canes that I've already made just to gauge the color. I think I'm going to have to make the center again because these are going to be really small. But I was either thinking, no, I don't want a blue, that's for sure. Something bright. And I know these are just really small, so it's hard to tell what to do. I can do a purple and a green. Like that. I can do an orange and a blue. And I just dropped that one. And then this is a blue with a black. That would make it all pinky. Yeah, so this is where it starts getting tough, is what I want to put in my center. I kind of like the pink, but I need some blue to go with it. So if I do a turquoise, alright, so I'm going to do like a turquoise center. I'm going to do a bullseye, but it won't be wrapped in yellow. So it's either going to be wrapped in the black, oh my gosh, you wouldn't think this would be the hardest part of the flower, you know, or I just go a real pretty pink. And okay, I think I know what I'm going to do. Alright, let me go ahead and I'm going to make a bullseye cane, and I'll be back. Alright guys, so we've got a really colorful center. I forgot which one that I like the best, so I just kind of made another one. And I know this is too big, but we got some, ooh, God, that black is way too much. Alright, so we're going to cut some of this black off. I wanted to make it thick, and now I'm kind of thinking that might have been just a little too thick. So we're going to cut some of this off here. Again, this is going to be really small, so you're not really going to see it. Just get a little bit more off of this side. And then I got to turn it around and do the same on this side. Let me just see how that's going to look. Might have to go a little more on this side. So I'm going to try and keep it even here. Okay, this side can use just a tad bit more. Up from here. To about right there. Oop, that's a little too deep. All right. One more piece and I think we got it. Yeah, I didn't look at it when I started it, and then I knew that I cut it a little thick. But, all right, I just don't know where I'm going to end this. and it's getting really soft. So we're just going to set this right here. But I have a feeling I need to go a little smaller. Actually, maybe not. Okay, so I think we're set. All right. Well, that was fun. Wipe my hands off here because we're just really sticky. Okay, so I'm just doing it a little bit so I can get a really nice slice. You know, if it gets really soft on you, a good thing to do would be to hold off and let it kind of thicken up a little bit or harden up by just sitting out a little bit. I could put it out in the yard and it would make it really soft or hard. But all right, so here we go. Just making this more of a okay. Yeah, so this is off just a little bit, and I don't care at this point. It looks good. Boy, this is a lot longer than I thought this video would be. Sorry, guys. I felt like I was working at warp speed for a while there. Okay, 2 more. Now that I'm doing it, it feels like I got a lot of space there. All right, so there's one side. There's the other side. So I don't know if I like that center. Oh my God, I don't know if I like that center at all. I don't know if I like that black. I wish I was live so I could ask you guys what you thought. I feel like I need something bright in the center. You know, I don't know if I want to do a yellow center though. Oh, I hate pausing you guys all over again, but I think I might have to, unfortunately, because I want this to be perfect. I think I am. I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna take a yellow. A nice bright yellow. We're just gonna try it, okay? If it works, it works. Now, I could either do a turquoise or I could do, I don't know, a really pretty peacock pearl. I don't want to do Skinner blend. Alright, because then I'll get green. But I just want to see what this will look like in the center. And then wrap it with blue. Okay, and this is the size it needs to get to. I'm just pushing it in because as you saw, There was a lot of air in this one. Okay, so if I did that and just wrapped it with a thick layer of blue, what's it gonna look like? No. See, I don't even like that. Ugh. Ah. Okay, guys, I gotta take a break. So I'm gonna come back and I'll figure out what color I put in. And hopefully I can figure out soon. Now, I mean, that's not a bad blue. Ooh, that's green. That was not peacock pearl, that's for sure. That was green. All right, let me try one more thing. Well, first time I've heard the dogs all day today. Akita did not eat her breakfast, and I don't know why. I don't know if she's just spoiled now because of all that chicken and rice, or if her tummy is hurting. So I left her alone, basically. So I think that yellow might be too harsh. Okay, so what happens... I told you guys I was going to leave you alone and let you go, but here we are again. So what happens if I do a blue and instead do a sunshine yellow? Don't know if I'm going to like this, but we're going to try it anyways. I don't have any canes. Oh, wait a minute, guys. I've got this one right here. But see, it's just too much of that color. And I don't have any blues that I can use, so. What's up, guys? Obviously, somebody walked down the street. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit more yellow. This is just crazy. And we're just going to kind of slide that in over there. And make it kind of sideways here. I'm going to run this through as quick as we can. And hopefully I cut out enough to where it'll make a nice blend. If not, we'll put a log of yellow in the middle of this to make it just a little bigger. Alright. So it's not a perfect blend, but I mean, I only want it this big. But I'd rather have it bigger, obviously, than smaller, because you can always reduce, you just can't add to it. So if I make this to where it's half the size, I should have enough. Yes, I'm being extra cautious here. Alright. And if not, then I just put another layer of blue on top. I don't even know if I'm going to like this or not. So some days it's not quite as much of a struggle. Other days it just doesn't seem like you can get that right color that you want. Perfect. Okay. Now we got to see if we even like it. I mean, it's not me that has to like it, it's the person that buys it, but obviously you want to make it pretty, right? Okay, I think we're right there, so I'm going to cut that at 1.5 inches here. I still don't like it. I still don't like it. Alright guys, now I'm going to quit and I will be right back. Alrighty guys, we tried a million different centers. I mean, a lot. Just not happy with any of them. So I ended up going purple and green. And that's where I leave it. I'm going to pack these up with translucent. And I'll show you our finished cane. Talk to you then. Bye. Alrighty guys, so we got a really nice long snake here. And we already know this is bad, so we're going to take that off. And then we'll show you what we got. Okay, so I always go about 1/2 inch on my flowers. So we're going to take a little bit off right there. Just make sure they're all even. Okay. Just going to cut a little bit off the end. And we'll see if we still have our stick figure. Ta-da! So there we go. I guess they kind of look like stick men still. But when they're all together, they actually look really good. So I'm really pleased with these. So it started out not wondering if it would work, and it ended up working. So that's it. These are going to be on Etsy tonight, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Thanks for watching. Alrighty guys, so I want to show you the other cane that I messed up. So this is the one that I did before the one that I just showed you. And as you can see, I started making this petal first, and then putting this, but I made one side at a time, which made it look the way it did. Okay, so I wanted to see if I could salvage this. And so I took 2 of these, made them into a petal shape, and put 2 together. I didn't do this on camera because I didn't know if I could salvage it or not. But anyways, I did that, put them together. And then I stretched it out and I took all 4. So that was that stretched together. And then I put another one right next to it. Not sure how I put it together. Okay, but I ended up with this. So I think it's still salvageable. So I'm not going to do this on camera because the other one did take a while. But I will come back and show you this after I've got it all done and cut up. Okay, so we'll be back in a bit. Alrighty guys, I'm about to go reduce this. I thought I'd come and show you the cane. That was the screw up. Turned out okay, huh? Hopefully that center looks good. But we're going to go ahead and reduce this and I'll show you the final piece. Be back. Alrighty guys, really quick, we're going to show you what those flowers look like. So, even though I messed them up, they still turned out pretty good. These will also be on my Etsy store. So I hope you enjoyed that, and we will talk to you guys later. Bye.